Hi everyone, welcome back. I've just gotten through filming a video talking about why this planner isn't working as my everyday planner. Welcome, by the way, my name's Desley and I love Hobonichi planners. I love planning, journaling in general. It takes up a lot of my life and in a good way, and I need it to work for me when I'm so busy. I have such a big job. I'm a national sales manager for a scientific company, and I have a team of 10 or 11, I can never keep count these days, people, and we look after the entire country, and also we have a global market. So I'm really busy on the day-to-day. We're trying to implement new procedures, new processes, new machines, all sorts of things, and I'm involved pretty intimately in all of that. So lots of different facets of work need to fit into a book. So I started with this book. This is the book that I thought that I wanted. I've always been an A5 cousin in the past, but just found both using the weekly and the daily was too much. So I decided to stick with the daily because I thought I needed lots of space. So I decided on the A6. And I've got the Avec here in this Go Merry logbook cover. I love it. It's all beautiful. I love it. I'm drawn to it. I just can't seem to get into it for what the purpose was for in the first place. So actually here I've just written a little bit about why it's not working for me. So I started out by just setting up to-dos for personal and work, and then I was going to have a note section here, and you can see didn't use it, and most of it's not used. I started using it for other things instead. Anyway, all of that is covered in the other video. What I decided was this book is just not right for what I want to use it for. I don't want to plan all of work in here. I do that in this A5 Stellargy notebook. So in here, I'm just taking notes in meetings and things, and I'm also starting to use it as a project planner as well. So this has, I think this is what I'm going to use for the detailed planning. I think that's going to work for me. I think because it already is. What I wanted this to be was an everyday personal and work planner, because I need to, I work from home some days, I work very long hours some days, I travel, I have off-site meetings, so I need to know what days I'm going to be busy in the evenings or longer term than normal business hours for my personal life, and I need to know when I'm doing personal things, I've got big health appointments, or I'm traveling to see my family or whatever, and I thought, let's combine them. I've always separated the two in previous years, but I really wanted to combine them this year, so I'm still keen to do that, especially since I already have the A5 notebook, which is doing pretty much what the cousin did for me last year. I never used the monthly section. I rarely use the weekly section. I just use the dailies anyway, so it became a notebook. I do my proper planning, as in scheduling, in Outlook, and I don't want to double that up, but I do want to keep track of where I am for the big things. So I have this Aristocats Weeks. I love it. It's so cute. And it's empty. I bought it at the same time as I bought this one. This is the Plate of Confectionaries cover, in a Sojourner cover. I bought them both at the same time, and I had to make a decision which one became my health journal, and it was that one. I've made that one my health journal, which means this one just was waiting on the shelf until I came up with a use for it. If I didn't come up with a use for it, it was simply going to be to do collage journaling in, because I really like the shape. I've talked about this in other videos. I really like the shape for collage journaling. It just gives you a different perspective on the page. But I've decided to try to make it work for me for everyday planning. It used to work for me very well for everyday planning at work and home. So, at work, not for home. But I'm going to combine them, like I said. not much is happening at home, to be honest. Like, there's not a lot to track for home. So I have the little pencil board in here. It's just darling, so cute. And I have the clear cover on top of this Bow and Tie Aristocats cover. I've got Marie here in the back giving the side eye. And there's one here on the spine, which is a different direction to the others as well. I think they're the only two that I have that are different to these ones. Super cute, silver foiled 2003. And that's it. I've done nothing else to this one because I haven't started using it yet. Got my little pocket, I've got my little Disney tag, and as I did for all my others, I just gathered a few bits and pieces that I wanted to use for the main setting up. I'm not sure if I'll use these since it's going to be carried around in my bag. I was going to use those for tabs, but I don't think I will anymore. So I thought we'd just set it up together, and I'm going to start with this page, which is the cover, which these stickers from Shine Sticker Studio are for, and I think I'll just dive straight in and start stickering. So yeah, it's been quite a I don't need to put one here because everything's in English. This is an English version of the planner, but it goes with everything, so I'm just going to use it. It's super cute. Now these stickers are vinyl. They should come up fairly easily. I'm very close to the edge there. I can kind of see the little dots where those lines ended. But that's okay. I will get over that. Yeah, so they're vinyl, so they do stretch a bit. You have to be careful not to really pull them up too roughly, or they can stretch out. So I think that's too far over to the right. I'm just going to move it this way a little bit. And with the paper being quite see-through, you can kind of line it up with the lines on the next page to make sure you get it fairly straight. But you can see I've got a bit of a bow there. Oh, look, I'm not bothered. I might also just grab my tweezers to help me with these stickers. So yeah, it's been a lot of thinking to decide whether or not I really wanted to stop using the A6, because, you know, I do love that size so much, and I do love that cover so much as well, but I also need to have something that works for me, and at the moment it's just not working. I'm very happy to move back into it later in the year if I find that I want to do some more detailed daily planning in that book, but for the moment I don't, so I'm not going to. Now, there's no need for me to cover any of this up because it's all in English, but I love the colours of this kit, so I'm just gonna do it anyway, just because this rainbow kit is just the cutest, and I have it, so I might as well use it, hey? Okay, there we go. We've got our full spread for the yearly calendars, 2023, 2022 and 2024. Then we have this section here. Now I do have a kit from Bon Boutique for the Techo, but everything's already in English. I think I might use these. It's only works for 2023, so there's no point keeping it for next year. I really don't want to go through the hassle of covering all of these. It just takes such a long time, and yeah, since I don't need to be able to see what's under the, because everything's in English anyway, it's not like it's going to be functionally useful for me. Here's my usual problem where I put the tape down too tight and it causes the edges to curl. Now this is not vinyl, so it could potentially tear the paper. Okay, I'm gonna have to just deal with that being curled up. All right, so then we have a monthly section, and I have my little tabs from Sakura Mochi Design Co. that I want to use to tab off the weekly sections, starting with the January, of course. I think this time around I am just going to follow where the one, where the number is in the weeks, and just make this centered on that. In the past I've tried to, actually, let me show you. In my health journal, you see I started right at the top and got all the way to the bottom, and that's probably ideally how I should do it, but you know what, I'm just going to be relaxed about it. And I'm just going to go centered over the number, and we should still see all the little January, February, etc. words showing up next to each other. I might just do February before I turn it over, just to be sure that I am correct about that, and if we are, then we'll move on. These colours are so pretty with these tabs. So that's about centered. Just there. Okay, it doesn't really line up the way I thought it would, because they are designed to go from top to bottom. So, okay, I'll do as I'm told. And I'll move this to the top. So the problem, not really a problem, but what this means now is that I have to match them up so that we do get to see the words and we don't get too much carryover. So I've just torn that one there. Okay, I've got myself to May. I think I'm going to switch over to December and then meet in the middle, so I can try to line them up properly. I just want it to be close to the bottom but not right at the bottom, just to avoid the curved part of the page mostly. It is possible to get these, spot on. The other thing about doing it from the bottom is that it's really easy for you to see where you need them to line up, because, at the top they're on the previous side, whereas on the bottom they're on the same side. So my advice would be to start at the bottom every time. I just forgot this time, I meant to. It's something that I've taken a long time to learn, but if you start at the bottom, so much easier. Look at this, so much easier to line them up because they're right there next to each other. And these are designed to place against the edge of that border there, so you can always get them straight, and then by starting at the bottom you're able to easily line them up with each other, which is awesome. I just hope now that I'm going to meet the other end okay and not have it bunched up in the middle too much. Another little hint is to really make sure that you've only turned one page when you are sticking these down on the reverse side, when you're tabbing them over, because I have before, and many of us have, accidentally stuck together two pages. Alright, so that's got to be enough room for two, which looks like it's not going to be, so I'll bunch this one up a little bit. And part of that is because I haven't gone all the way to the top and bottom of the pages, just to avoid that corner. So that's my own fault. But also not fussy, really. As long as I can see what month is what, as long as I can read the month, I'm totally okay with it. So and see, now we have a fairly small gap between May and June, but it's okay. I'll just have a look at those all together. Just a little bit of a double up on this one, but totally okay with it. All right, I'm going to go and fold all these over, which takes a bit of time, so I'll come back and show you what it looks like once I've done that. See you soon. Okay, I just thought I would show you the last two. I sort of did some of the top and some of the bottom, and I have June and July left. So I just thought I'd show you my process. Basically, I grab the page, I make sure it's a single page like I said, I curve it back on itself here, and then I get my tweezers, I fold this over, trying to keep it as straight on the left side as I can until it meets that dotted line, and then just touch that dotted line, bring the other side down, and then I just use the end of the tweezers to flatten it out, and then we have our little tab. So I'll just do June, and then we're done. Again, we just fold it back on itself. Make sure it's touching that other line there, and then flatten it out. And then we have our tabs. Now they're a bit messy, but like I said, I'm okay with a little bit of messiness. Okay, so all that I have left now is this bookshelf of boba teas that I got from Frank Hearts You 2 and Willa Walla Co collaboration. I kind of always wanted to use this as a tip-in. It seems like the perfect size. It's a teeny bit tall here, but not too much, and I can just trim this down a little bit to make it fit. But it's always been my desire to have it here as a tip-in. So I have the scissors here. I just thought what I'd do is just trim some of this blue off the bottom so that it fits a little better, and then maybe I'll have to trim a little bit off the little outcroppings on the top as well. But I'm just going to go a little bit tighter on these little parts so that they don't stick out quite so far. You can see these are already a little bit bent from being stuck in the book. I mean, I'm shaving the smallest amount off those. All right, let's see how that looks. So they are going to stick out just the tiniest amount, but so does the tabs, you know, obviously. So I'm not too bothered by that. All I need to do now is figure out what tape I'm going to use. I might just use this Simply Gilded one, which is not clear, but it's sparkly, and I think that'll probably do the trick better. So I'm going to do it a bit differently than I normally would. I'm going to tape it onto here first. I'm going to do about halfway up that shelf, like so. And I'll just trim that off on both ends. And let's stick that in. I'll just fold it back a little bit so that I can get it right into that center. There we go. And I'll do the same on the back side now as well. And I'll just burnish that in to make sure it is well stuck. Perfect. And I think, you know, given how sort of transparent that is, it works really nicely on there. And finally, I'm using this beautiful die cut. Okay, so I do have my little pocket, which I would normally put in here, and I'm going to, even though it's under that, tip in, I'm not bothered. And I'll move it a little bit in from the edge than I normally would, so 3 letters showing on either side. And in here I've got a few things. This I definitely want to put in this planner, but I was thinking, I know it's not the right shape, but this one. Let's put this planner die cut in here. I mean, it's already a vinyl sticker actually, so why don't I just stick it down? So cute. And what I might pop in here is one of the Hello Paper Cat business cards, I think. Let me see if I've got one handy. Something like that anyway. Okay, I have here my Coffee Monsters Co. sticker book, which has everything but Coffee Monsters Co. in it. Here they are. I wanted to use one of these little business cards. I often put these, they're from Hello Paper Cat. I often put those in that little pocket. I just think they're super cute. So that's that. I did want to pop this in somewhere, so I think it's probably going to go on this next page. And I reckon I'm not going to stick it in. I'm not going to use the vinyl. I think I'll just glue it so I can peel that back up again at some point if I want to. You know, it's a vinyl sticker, so I don't know, there's something about vinyl stickers I just kind of prefer not to stick in if I can help it. I mean, I know I have in this instance, but with some of them. But that's totally usable again, which is awesome. I do have this as well, this little laptop that says everything will be alright. So I could just pop that under there, which I think is what I will do with it for now. That's all pretty cute. I have this little pocket here that I can also pop things in. So for now I'm just going to leave it as is. And we'll see what strikes my fancy next. I'm thinking some washi maybe on here. Let me just have a look at what I've got in here. I've got some other cute vinyls here from Lovely Mine. Maybe one of these could go in, like the bread one, potentially. So cute. I had no real plan for this decoration. And again, it's just going to be my personal planner. Oh, he fits in the pocket. He can live in the pocket, I think. And this one we might just put a little bit of glue on the back just to hold it in place, but we can remove. That's pretty easily removed if we want to. So I'm just going to pop it. Okay, I think that's good for now. Then we have our monthly spread, yearly spread, our perpetual calendar, and I think this might turn into days in the office versus work from home versus sick days versus holidays. I think that's probably what will go in there. December and January are gone. I'm not going to worry about December anyway, but what I might do is just put the big things that have happened in January when I have time. It's not anything urgent. I do have my 5-year journal that has everything in it, so I can go back and reference what happened, but I'm not in any kind of rush to do that. February, I wouldn't mind just putting down some washi tape just for fun, and I want to use this Ladies in the Floral Dresses washi tape. I think it's the right size. Yes, it's a perfect size. And it's pink, which of course makes me happy. It's very sticky. I'm just going to measure how much I need to go across the page. And I'm just going to stick it to myself to take some of that sticky away because it's very sticky. So it's just to this lady here, and I'll make it a little bit shorter than I think I need for now, and let's see what that looks like. I might actually just lay it down carefully. I like to just stick the end to myself because otherwise it will definitely get in my way. Just see that, yeah, the height is the perfect height to fit here actually, exactly the right height. So I'm just going to run that across so that it's on the bottom of that monthly grid. Then I'll just lay that down and then I'll push it into the spine and then make sure again we're in line with that bottom part of the monthly, and that works perfectly. Oh, it's such a pretty washi tape. Very nice. Okay, so in here I have some monthly stickers from Shine Sticker Studio. I just adore this script. It's so pretty. And I just want to pop it down the side here, but I feel like I want something underneath. Again, something pink. Alright, so I have this MT tape here in pink. I'm just going to pull out a large piece of it because I haven't used it in forever, and this end is probably a bit unsticky. I just feel like I want some softness on this side. Yeah, I think that does the trick. So I'm just going to trim off the end because I don't really want the... Often I do want this kind of perforated look, but because I'm up against another piece of tape, I think I want it to not be like that. So again, I'm just going to stick the washi to myself to keep it out of the way. I'm going to go sort of centered in that column, and I'm going to go right to the top. In fact, I'm going to go right to the edge of the page. I think that's probably the easiest way. And just trim that off there. Okay, that's quite pretty. And then we'll grab February off of here. These are clear stickers, so hence I wanted to put something underneath them. I'm going to go in the middle here. That's pretty cute. And I feel like I want to add some deco here as well. Now, since this part of the spread is not being used because it's it's next month, I'm just going to cover it up with the washi tape. And again, rather than trying to line that up, I'm just going to go to the edge of the page. I have no issue with the edge of the page. I think it actually can look quite nice. And we just need a little bit more for the 30th and the 31st of January, and that actually will fit quite nicely. I'll just chop off this little bit on the end. Might not be perfect, but again, that's okay. And we'll just pop that across there. Okay, lots of pink, fabulous, love it. Now I feel like I want to just do a little bit of deco in here. Now I have a ton of deco in here. It's actually probably a bit of a mess since I was at Planner Day. So much stuff in here. So I'm just going to go through, yeah, see I've got these cute little characters I was thinking about using. I'll just have a quick look and see what else I have. I have some Kiki K hearts. So just some hearts here. I thought maybe it could be extra deco at the end. I have these cute sort of, I can't remember his name, it's a little teddy bear character. And then I've got this girl character as well with all the feels. She's pretty adorable. I'm not sure with this across the bottom whether it really suits, but don't really care. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with this girl character, I think. So I think my months are going to be super decorated in here potentially, but I don't think I'm going to do much in the actual weekly and daily pages. I think that will be pretty much no deco. I feel like no deco is my sweet spot for everyday planning these days. I just don't have the time, and I feel like maybe it's a bit distracting as well. Deco after the fact I'm all about, you know, if there's space, or sometimes in my health journal I'll just put a couple of small stickers here and there to sort of decorate the spread, but not really. But once it's filled out with writing, it kind of looks like it was meant to be there. So there is the potential that I could do it that way. But honestly, I'm not at all, you know, fussy or nervous about it. It's just going to be what it is, because I really don't have time in my schedule to worry about that kind of stuff anymore. I love it, don't get me wrong, it's something I really enjoy doing, but if you don't have time, you don't have time. That's all there is to it. Nothing much you can do about it. And it doesn't, you don't want it to be something that's going to be a problem for you. It shouldn't be something that stresses you out, and I think that's what was happening in my A6. I was kind of just getting a bit stressed out by the whole thing, because I really wanted to use it, you know. I really wanted to use it, but it just didn't work for what I wanted it to work for, so I couldn't. Alright, we've got her here with her big heart and lots of hearts around her, and I've also got this little umbrella with some hearts, with a heart on top, and I've got this little line here of these little talisman as well, which are so cute. So I'll see if I can use some of those, all of those ones in this spread. Don't want to go too overboard, but you know, if you know me, I'm probably going to go overboard. I'll grab a couple. I've got to have the rainbow. I've got one at the top already, so I can't not have another one. And maybe one more. I love these. There's so many expressions. There's this crying one here, and this really super grumpy one as well. So that's kind of what I mean by after the fact, you know. If it's a particular expression, it might make sense to put it in afterwards, if that day was, you know, deserving of that expression. Okay, I've got a couple here. I think that will be good to get me started. So let's take this little girl who says me, has me written next to her. So I'm just trying to place them so that I make sure I've given myself enough room to actually write in the boxes. I do want to also remember that it's Gidget's birthday on Valentine's Day, so I want to make sure I give her a little bit of deco as well. Maybe this one actually, with all the hearts. These really are so cute. Okay, I'm just going to pop it here, actually here, covering up all of the 13th, and then I'll be able to just write Gidget there. I think that might be enough. Okay, I think that's enough for those. I might just throw some of these cute little hearts in. Oh, that comes off super easy. Just for fun, and I had wanted to put these, well, that one's a bit too similar in colour. I had wanted to put these on this, I just wanted to put them here on this washi strip, just sort of around the word February, just for fun. You know, if it's not February, when else can you cover your planner in hearts, hey? Might take the XOXO one. That's one of my favourite little things, and just pop it here and this piece of washi. That's it. I don't really want to do anything else except maybe put some colour across the top there. Oh, I just took that sticker off. I've got here my Sailor Shikori pens. I think this pink one. Actually, you know what? Let's do two. I quite like the look of the pink and purple together. So let's go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday in pink. And we'll do Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday in purple. I'm also going to put a line here on the 14th for a Gidget's birthday, and I'll write that in later. Alright, there's February, looking fun and festive and super cute. I like it. I feel like I could have something else here, but I'm not going to. And I haven't used those little talisman off the bottom here, so I might put that in the weekly spread for the week coming up. Part of me wants to decorate all the months in advance, actually, just so they're done, but I won't. I'll leave them. We also have January through March of 2024, and then this planner started on the 28th of November, which is a long time ago. It's the 13th of February on Monday. Today's the 11th. I'm doing this on Saturday. So I might just add a little something to this page, and maybe this is where I'll bring in this cute little Marshmallow Studio washi tape. Now, I'm not going to decorate the weeks normally. I'm only doing it this time for fun. Alright, we've got quite the sunshine happening with shadow here, but still, hopefully you can see how cute that little talisman stickers are on top of that washi tape there. And I think I'm going to mostly leave it here. The only thing that I was thinking about doing, because I've seen a few people do this and I think it's really cute, is, even though it is all in English, I'm just going to write the day of the week in the brush pen, just to make it a little bit easier to see. Often when I'm referring from my health journal into my 5-year journal, I often can't tell what day it is. This one is easy because it's in English, like I said, but I mean, I'm also doing this just for the bit of colour. I don't want to go overboard with stickers in this book, like I said, in the normal daily kind of sections, but I do like to have a bit of colour, so that's there. I think for now I'm going to leave it as is. I am not sure what I want to be recording on these pages, so I think if I just give myself a little separator there, and I can call that whatever I want when the time comes, then that will be helpful. If I want to use this line and put something here and then other things there, if I want to draw lines here, I don't know yet. I feel like I'm probably just going to write, like I said. That seems to be my wheelhouse, so that's what I'll do in here. And then in the back of the book, because it's in English for the first time, I think I'm going to use these pages. So I quite like this My Favorite Things spread, and I want to fill that out. You know, I won't fill it all out at once. I'll just, whatever strikes my fancy at the time, I will pop that in there. I've got the My 100, so I'll figure out what I want to use that for. And for this one, I was thinking about making this cafes. My friend Trish and I were talking about you know, rating cafes that we go to, and I also had started that coffee journal a while ago. If you didn't know, I had a coffee journal, and it was kind of tracking the coffee shop, the coffee, the ambiance, the staff, you know, all that kind of stuff, just for fun. And I was tracking photos of the coffee as well, which I won't do in here obviously, but I can just pop some washi over that at the top there or something, or just ignore it and just write a little quick note about the coffee shop or cafe that we went to and give it a star rating. So I think that's a great idea. And I think I saw someone doing something similar. I don't think it was coffee shops. I think it was books or something like that. So that's my plan because it's English and I can read it. And then I have all of these pages at the back. So I think my aim for this book now is to see whether the regular weeks with 75 pages in the back is enough. If I do use this for notes, it might be, I don't know. It certainly wasn't last time, but last time I wasn't using an A5 at the same time. So obviously I am now. So I might not need all those pages in the back. So that's it. Compact little guy. This was what I was using before, trying to use, but honestly never used it. I just could not bring myself to use it for some reason. I tried so hard, but you know, let's see what happens. I might not use this one either. I hope I do. I really hope I do, because I really feel like it's missing from my life at the moment. I really just want to be able to get back into the habit of writing down all the tasks and plans in one place. Okay, and just lastly, before that sun completely ruins my camera shot, is how I'm going to keep this closed. Now, I could use this rivet band and pop it around and hold it closed that way, which is, you know, lovely. It's pink. It's super cute, but it's a bit, I don't know, it's not that bad, I guess. I was going to say it's just a bit cumbersome to do every day. What I always use in my weeks, which I just love, is the little page keeper. So let's have a look at how that might work. He just sits in here with the elastic on the outside. And then when you close the book, I just pop that on the front like so, and that just keeps it in place. And to be honest, that's the simplest way for me. It's so easy and I don't have to muck around with anything. It works super well. So I think that's probably what I'll do. Yep. Okay. I'm excited to have a week's as my everyday. It's working so well as my health journal in here. Again, writing in it all the time, no problem. So that works really well. So why wouldn't it work in here? That's my theory. So probably being housed in this little guy. If I'm going to put it in anything, it'll be in that. But otherwise, it's just going to go straight into my backpack / handbag as is, just like that. And I think it fits a lot easier as well than the A6 did. So I'm very sad about the A6, if I'm completely honest, but also I'm excited that this guy is going to be much more appropriate, I think. So stay tuned if you want to find out whether it is working or not. And if you've had similar struggles with sizes of planners, let me know. I honestly thought that was going to be my, you know, unicorn planner. But, and I do love it, like honestly I love it, but it just wasn't what I wanted to use at work or on the go. It just didn't work for me on the go. It kind of has to open right up, and yeah, I think this is much more, I mean, I don't want to say discreet because it's lime, you know, because it's mint green and covered in cats, but as opposed to this one, which is, you know, very chic looking. But it's just slim, and you know, you can kind of just keep it to yourself and dive into it when you need to, and I think that just is going to work so much better for me. Alright, I'm sure that's enough rambling from me for today. I'm sure you've had enough of me. So if you have made it this long, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here and listening to me ruminate and decide what's best. I hope you've enjoyed the little setup. It's quite cute. We didn't do a final flip through, but I'm loving this little tip in here. It's super cute. I'll add some more bits and pieces in here as time goes on. And you know, I do like the kawaii thing. This is a kind of a statement for people, but I'll keep it to myself. And then we've got our super cute February spread. Love it. I love it. It's so cute. And yeah, ready to get started on the 13th. I'm using these silly tabs, bookmarks. I hate them. I've actually cut them out of my health journal And I probably will cut them out of here as well. I just need to decide how I'm going to find my place if I do cut them out. All right, thank you again. I'm done. I'll stop talking. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all again super soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.